Angel Reese is a champion in the unrivaled that virtually no one watched. People immediately took to social media and Twitter and started posting, look at what Angel Reese has accomplished. She has a national championship at LSU. She was the rebounding queen of the WNBA. Now she has a championship in the unrivaled, and she's Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, what an accomplishment.
Angel Reese just got called out in a big way, and Jason Whitlock is not letting her slide this time. The media's been hyping up her championship like she was the star of the show, except there's one small problem. She didn't even bother to show up for the playoffs.
Angel Reese, 3-on-3. Let's get it! Hey, we back like we never left. Angel Reese in the post. Gonna work number 5. Shake and bake. Earthquake. Bang! Hey, Angel, you had all off season to get in the lab, fix your lamps, but what did you do? More podcasting. Layup. Mashed potatoes. Bang!
Yep, while her squad was out there sweating it out and actually earning that title, Angel was missing in action. Now, that hasn't stopped certain media outlets from pretending like she was the heart and soul of the operation. Spoiler alert, she wasn't even in the building.
Angel Reese beating her ship. What y'all gonna say now? Now that I have this unrivaled championship that I didn't even think to attend. She went to LeBron James's youngest son's high school state championship game. If this championship mattered, she would show up. She can afford it.
I had no idea that Angel Reese didn't even bother to show up. Did not show up to support her teammates. It was that unimportant, but yet took a victory lap that you won a championship? You got to be joking.
So we have to ask, are we really supposed to treat this as some career-defining moment? Or is this just another chapter in the long saga of the media, spinning fantasy into fact when it comes to Angel Reese? Let's break it down.
Thought we were going to leave the hop, skippity do 3000 in 2024. Jumping off one foot, landing on that same foot. Then we're stat padding. Still, I thought we were past this, Angel. Bang! Rebounder in WNBA history. Look at this. Elite rebound. Look at that vertical. Look at the outlet pass. No, Angel. No. Why, Angel? Why? Not the kick out 3. Butter pecan. Bang! If you throw it out of bounds, you hate puppies. What? She a playmaker. She's a point queen. Point queen. She making plays for the other team. Bang! Caitlin Clark's not the only one that can make cool passes. I can do it. Me too.
The Unrivaled League was pitched as this innovative, game-changing twist on women's hoops. A breath of fresh air.
Angel Reese was a member of the Rose. They won the inaugural Unrivaled Championship last night.
I guess if you want to take a victory lap on that, you can. I just don't know if it means anything.
But let's not kid ourselves. Almost nobody cared. This wasn't real 5-on-5 competition. It was 3-on-3 basketball, a format that even die-hard fans barely track. And yet, somehow, this glorified summer league ended up being treated like a WNBA Finals rematch.
How important this championship was to Angel Reese. Angel Reese didn't even attend the game. She was not in the building last night.
Reese's team, the Rose, took on Vinyl in what was supposed to be the big finale. Only problem? No one really noticed it happened. Unlike real leagues that pull in millions of viewers, this one slipped past the radar, despite ESPN's half-hearted attempts to make it sound important.
All of that was more important than being at the location, being with her teammates.
Why is it just women's basketball where we see athletes acting like this?
And the only reason it's even on anyone's radar now? You guessed it. Angel Reese, and the bizarre twist that she didn't even play in the last 2 games of the playoffs, including the championship. Instead of showing up to grind with her teammates, she was chilling elsewhere and FaceTiming into the celebration like she just dropped 40 in the finals. It's classic Angel. More hype than substance, more selfies than stats. And somehow, she still manages to insert herself into the spotlight, whether she's earned it or not.
When her team achieved this remarkable accomplishment, Angel Reese was so thrilled, she FaceTimed in press conference and celebration. That's how big this unrivaled championship was.
If Angel Reese truly believed this was a major milestone in her career, you'd think she would have actually shown up and played. Can you imagine the headlines if Caitlin Clark skipped a championship game and still expected to be showered with praise? Or Asia Wilson? Or Brianna Stewart? Of course not, because serious players don't pull that move. Yet somehow, Angel Reese thought FaceTiming into the post-game celebration counted as participation.
ESPN covered this championship. Chelsea Gray scored 30-some-odd points last night in the championship game. This championship that Angel Reese has added to her trophy case that she didn't even play in the last 2 games.
Naturally, the moment criticism started bubbling up, social media came rushing to her defense like it was a full-court press. Her fans started pumping out tweets calling her a champion, stacking this glorified scrimmage win next to her LSU title and WNBA rebounding stats like they're all in the same league. Spoiler alert, they're not. One of these things is not like the others.
Oh no, it's Angel Reese! Left alone! Bang! My money, and I want it now! Quarter 3 ball, butter pecan, burn!
Y'all gonna disrespect me and not guard me? Well, hand down, man down. Burn!
McDonald's handing out brand deals for this kind of bag work. I'll take a lot less. Help a brother out. Bang!
Really only need 3,997 more threes to catch Steph.
Bang!
Let's be honest here. This whole thing is the definition of manufactured hype. If this championship was remotely important, Reese wouldn't have missed the last 2 games, especially the final. Champions show up when it counts. Sitting at home and phoning into a celebration doesn't exactly scream leader of the team. The reality is the media has been working overtime trying to mold Angel into the next face of women's basketball. Facts and logic be damned. But this so-called accomplishment is more illusion than impact.
She thought so much of this championship that she was like, nah, I don't want to diminish the greatness of this championship by attending the game and rooting on my teammates. So I'll FaceTime in. No one wanted a 3-on-3 full-court women's basketball league, and no one paid attention to this. Let's put together a social media campaign and let's pretend like Angel Reese just accomplished something important.
This isn't even the first time we've watched the media twist itself into a pretzel trying to elevate Reese. The unrivaled league championship is just the latest example of this ongoing narrative engineering. The league itself didn't exactly light the sports world on fire. Yet ESPN and others pounced on the story like it was a WNBA Finals moment, conveniently glossing over the fact that Reese didn't play in the games that actually decided the title.
Because we're going to build up this narrative that Angel Reese is one of the great athletes of our lifetime. She's right there with Steph Curry, and she's right there with LeBron James. She's right there with Kevin Durant. She's got a championship at LSU, and now she has a championship in the unrivaled league.
Let that sink in. We're giving accolades to a player who wasn't even on the court for the most important matchups. In any other sport, skipping the championship game means you don't get the spotlight. But Angel Reese? She's the exception, apparently. It's like the rules of competition don't apply if you've got the right media machine behind you. And let's not pretend this tournament was filled with the WNBA's top dogs. This wasn't some best of the best showcase. It was a brand new 3-on-3 format that lacked big-name appeal. No Caitlin Clark, no Asia Wilson, no Kelsey Plum. Even Sabrina Ionescu, who was initially linked to the event, bailed early. That should tell you everything you need to know. The real stars didn't even bother.
Let's go rush to social media and pretend that you care more about the unrivaled league than Angel Reese does.
Yet somehow, Angel finds herself at the center of what might be one of the most awkward championship moments in recent memory. She missed the final 2 games, didn't touch the ball, didn't step on the court, and still strutted around like she pulled off the basketball equivalent of winning the Super Bowl. It's baffling, and frankly, a little embarrassing.
Tell me why I love her odds. Look at her defenders. They moonwalk backwards. She's always gonna be open. Bang! If only the IRS left me alone like Angel's defenders leave her alone. Tax evasion! Bang! Her new nickname is 7-Eleven because she's open 24/7, baby. Bang! Shout out to my Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham. This is for you. Bang!
So here's the real question. Should this be treated like a real title, or is it just more of the media doing somersaults to keep the Reese hype train rolling? Spoiler, it's the latter. It's not just about the optics, it's about what actually happened. And what happened is Angel Reese was a spectator, not a star. Of course, Twitter didn't get that memo. Her diehards were quick to add this championship to her resume, listing it alongside her LSU glory days like it belonged in the Hall of Fame. But that's just not reality. A real competitor would have been on the court, battling alongside her teammates, not celebrating via smartphone. If this was Caitlin Clark, the media would have been asking why she wasn't there. But for Reese, different rules apparently. At the end of the day, this isn't about tearing her down. It's about setting the record straight. You don't get to cash in on clout you didn't earn. And if you're going to call yourself a champion, you better be on the court when it counts, not on FaceTime.
Don't understand how the WNBA won't have enough money to pay her. I mean, max contract. We're talking about Curry land. We're talking about LeBron. I mean, she brings all the eyeballs. She's so skilled. She does everything perfectly. I mean, she can dunk too. Look at that. Bang! Netflix, listen to me. If the WNBA won't pay her, you better. Comedy special, man. She's hilarious. Who else can do the hop, skippity, drop, step, bang better than her? Bang! Bang!
You want to know what's actually hilarious about this whole thing? The Rose looked smoother and more in sync without Angel Reese. Yeah, let that sink in. During the championship game, Chelsea Gray turned into a one-woman highlight reel, absolutely dominating on both ends of the court. Fans online even started pointing out how the team seemed to click better once Reese wasn't clogging up the lineup. That's the awkward little detail the media conveniently skips over. Rather than admit that her absence might have actually been a blessing in disguise, the sports coverage machine keeps pumping out the fairy tale that Angel was somehow the glue holding it all together.
And this championship game was so unimportant. She's like, nah, I'm good. I'll watch from home. I'll watch this stream from home, and I'll FaceTime in if we win.
This league has got to figure out a way to honor Angel Reese in all this. That's right.
And just when you think the narrative couldn't get more ridiculous, Reese jumps right into the spotlight herself. After the game, she fired off a cryptic tweet. "What y'all gonna say now?" As if she just dropped a triple-double in the finals. But what exactly are we supposed to say? Congrats for watching your team win on FaceTime? For cheering them on from the couch? Since when did virtual attendance become championship-worthy?
We have to sit through the fake importance of double-doubles all over again? Question mark? Oh, nobody gets hollow double-doubles like your girl, Angel Reese.
This moment really shines a spotlight on the bizarre way Angel Reese is being packaged to the public. It's like we're watching a career being curated in real time, not earned on the court, but crafted through tweets, interviews, and media narratives. Instead of letting her actual game speak, we get a constant stream of PR spin trying to inflate every moment of her career into some legacy-defining feat. If Reese wants to be remembered as one of the greats, she's going to have to do more than ride the coattails of her teammates or type cryptic messages into her phone.
There are 16 players with a higher point per average than Reese. She led the league in rebounds per game and personal fouls per game. Her points numbers won't translate to the W very well because free throws only count for 1 point.
Now here's the real issue. How long can this media illusion keep going? Eventually, the scoreboard and the box scores start to matter more than the headlines. At some point, people will start to notice that this superstar label doesn't match what's happening on the court. And let's be honest, this latest championship is just more proof that the hype isn't lining up with the reality.
12 rebounds per game, how many of which were her own missed putbacks?
Let's contrast that with how actual legends are treated. When someone like LeBron James or Steph Curry wins a title, it's because they led the charge. They hit the big shots. They willed their teams to victory. And even in the WNBA, Breanna Stewart isn't celebrated just because she shows up. She's celebrated because she dominates when it counts. Now imagine any of those players missing a title game and still being paraded around as if they earned the trophy. It'd be absurd, right? That brings us back to Caitlin Clark. Every game she plays is analyzed like a national event. Every assist, every turnover, every point is dissected by fans and analysts alike. If Clark ever missed a championship game, people would be asking tough questions, not handing her the trophy anyway. Same goes for A'ja Wilson or Stewart. They earn everything they're given.
I mean, you want to grow the game? All right, grow the game. All I'm saying is if you want to play with in the big leagues, if you want to be somebody that transcends the game, you got to have a personality. I will give Angel Reese this. She has a personality. It's ignorance. It's stupid. I mean, it's really stupid.
But when it's Angel Reese, suddenly the standards vanish. The media acts like she contributed to the win even when she didn't touch the floor. Her absence is overlooked, her performance ignored, and her resume padded with a title she didn't help secure. And somehow, we're supposed to treat that the same way we treat real hard-fought championships?
If I was funding this league, I'd say, all right, hold on. You got a golden goose. We all got one in Caitlin Clark. These people that are criticizing Caitlin Clark, these people that are hitting Caitlin Clark, these people that are talking as if they are as important as Caitlin Clark are hurting our opportunity. They're hurting the brand.
If anything, this entire championship situation revealed something the media doesn't want to say out loud. Angel Reese wasn't the reason her team won. Her absence didn't derail their run. It might have actually helped. They looked smoother, more in sync, and even more dominant once she was out of the lineup. That raises the uncomfortable but necessary question: how impactful is she really? And then came the aftermath. Rather than lifting up her teammates who actually stepped on the court and earned the win, Reese took to Twitter, making cryptic posts and centering the spotlight on herself. It wasn't about the team. It wasn't about celebrating the players who suited up and battled for that title. It was about her. Again. Now contrast that with how true champions behave. Think back to players like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. When they won, they were right there, in the trenches, grinding with their teammates. Their celebrations were earned through sweat, leadership, and crucial moments on the court, not through a FaceTime call from the couch. They led their teams, took responsibility, and made sure their play backed up the praise.
Most influential female athletes right now: Coco Gauff, 10, Juju Watkins, number 9, Cameron Brent, 8, Paige Beckers, number 7, Sabrina Ionescu, number 6, Asia Wilson. So Asia's not going to be happy either. Jakari Richardson was number 4, Simone Biles number 3 right here. I can't quite get past the fact that Simone Biles is behind Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number 1. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number 1.
This entire unrivaled league narrative is becoming a glaring example of how Angel Reese's career is being artificially inflated. Sure, she looked better when she was at LSU, no one's denying that. But once she entered the pros, that game didn't translate. Her time in the WNBA has been a roller coaster, flashy moments here and there, but riddled with inconsistency, weak shooting, and a play style that leans on physicality rather than finesse or skill. Yet, the media won't let go of the fairy tale. They keep pushing her as the face of women's basketball, as if she's done enough to earn that title at the pro level. But this unrivaled league title? That might be the moment the smoke starts to clear. You can only build a fantasy on so many illusions before the cracks become too obvious.
Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105% compared to games without her, while road games featuring her Indiana Fever see an 87% increase in opponent home attendance. Her rookie debut sparked a staggering 200% jump in WNBA viewership, while Fever home games drew a league-high 186,000 fans last season, a 265% increase from 2023.
Because let's be real, this wasn't a high-stakes professional championship. It wasn't even 5-on-5 basketball. This was a glorified exhibition series that didn't feature most of the league's top players. The actual stars of the WNBA, the real faces of the game, were nowhere to be found. And Reese? She didn't even finish the job. True fans know what championship grit looks like. They know it's earned, not handed out through PR campaigns and viral tweets. They see players like Caitlin Clark getting hacked every game and still suiting up, giving her all, no excuses. So what now for Angel Reese? Does she ride the wave of media love until it finally crashes? Or does she face the reality that it's time to put up or shut up? The spotlight's been generous, but it's also unforgiving. Eventually, the glitz fades, and all that's left is what you've actually done on the court. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.